So how do we go about choosing a ratio? So sine x equals opposite over hypotenuse, cos x equals adjacent over hypotenuse, and tan x equals opposite over adjacent. So we need to remember the mnemonic SOHCAHTOA, and that will help us remember. So the S, C, and T are which angle ratio we're looking at, and then the opposite, hypotenuse, and adjacent sides are represented by the O, A's, and H's. So the process is to write down SOHCAHTOA and then put a question mark against anything that we're looking for. So we need to identify what we want to find, and then we're going to tick what we know. So here's an example to find the height h between levels. So we've got level 1 and level 2. We've been told we've got an angle is 6.7 degrees. The ramp length is 42 meters. And the height between level 1 and level 2 is going to be h meters. So we write down SOHCAHTOA, and we're going to put a question mark against the opposites on both the sine and the tan ratios, because we're looking for the opposite side. So we can discount the cosine ratio completely because we haven't got anything in that ratio that we're interested in. So we can tick the angle on both of those ratios that we've got left because we know that we've got an angle of 6.7 degrees. And then we can tick the hypotenuse because we know that the ramp is the side opposite the right angle. So the only ratio that we have enough information to use is the sine ratio. So sine x equals opposite over hypotenuse. So we're going to replace the details. So we've got sine of 6.7 equals capital H for the height between the levels over 42. And then we're going to multiply both sides by 42 to get 42 times sine 6.7 equals h, our height. And that gives a height of 4.9 meters to 1 decimal place. So we're going to try working out which ratio for calculating the size of this angle x. So we can look at the picture and we can see we've got a spotlight shining down onto a stage at an angle from a wall, and it's forming a right angle with the wall and the stage. We've got the length of the floor between the wall and where the spotlight beam falls on the stage, and we've also got the height of the spotlight up the wall from the stage. So we're looking for the angle, so we're going to put our question marks on the capital letters of SOHCAHTOA because we don't know which one we're going to use yet. If we look at the picture, the side opposite our angle of x is 5.2. So we've got our opposite side, so we can tick our sine and tan ratios. So again, we're discounting cosine. And then we've got the adjacent side, not the hypotenuse. So we're going to use the tan ratio. So tan x is opposite over adjacent. So we're going to substitute in to get our tan x ratio. So we've got 5.2 over 4.35. And then we want to isolate x by doing arctan of 5.2 over 4.35. And that's going to give us an angle of 50 degrees to the nearest degree.